A warm welcome to you, the viewer to this video that you may have clicked on either on purpose or on accident. Either way, I hope you stay a while. Today we're back cooking with another 31 days for 31 frights. Now, have you ever looked at a cockroach and think it could do better as a species? Well, look no further than today's movie, Mimic. Mimic came out in 1997 and did well enough just to make two more movies, the second one being in 2001 and the third and final one being in 2003. But today, I'm going to talk about the first one and summarize it as poorly as I can to avoid any coherent spoilers. So, if you decide to watch the movie, it'll kind of be like going in with like a little bit of knowledge, but not enough to be like, I know what's going to happen to this guy. But anyway, the movie starts out by showing everyone that cockroaches are sick, nasty little bugs that share New York with the other creatures. But the roaches are actually spreading a disease that targets children. So this prompts two of our main characters to create a species that hunts and kills these roaches. We then get a jump cut of 3 years, seeing that a man will be hunted down by a beast. We also notice a little child watching from the window who only knows everything about shoes, for no reason. He also plays with spoons that make a little chittering sound similar to the beast. I want you to keep that in mind because he kind of used that in the movie to communicate. Fast forward like 10 to 20 minutes, and our protagonist buys a bunch of bugs off some nasty little grubby children who will make a later appearance in the movie. Also, they make another callback into the film with them because they do another appearance. One of the bugs that the woman buys is a version of the cockroach that was supposed to have lived for 6 months and die after the first generation is like born. This is that little cockroach they developed in that lab to kill these cockroaches that were killing children. But anyway, something breaks into the woman's office when she is observing the bug she bought and smashes some stuff that were next to the bug. She then hears a tip about the bugs hiding in subways, which then prompts her and her husband. I also kind of forgot to mention that he's one of the main characters. Her husband works as a member of the CDC, so when they have to go to the subway, they're kind of asked by the security guard to come back with a permit. So the next day he manifests one into thin air, and he's like, "Suck it, chump! I got this." But remember when I told you about those bug hunting children that were supposed to make another appearance? Well, I don't know how to put this without getting into too much YouTube trouble, but they get mauled, and they don't exactly survive this encounter. Now, I should 1000 probably should have told you this at like the start of the movie. This is pretty gory, but like not Terrifier levels of gory. Some of the kills are in dark areas, so it's kind of hard to see, but the sounds of people being torn apart are so disgustingly visceral and wet sounding that it will actually make you uncomfortable if you do decide to watch the movie. So, as I've said, viewer discretion is advised. Bear with that as you will. Let's get back to the movie. The woman's husband goes down into a stairwell with a security guard named Leonard and another guy from the CDC. After they maneuver through the halls, the husband and the guard get stuck at the bottom of the room with what seems to be no escape. The first thing these men try to do is send off that third CDC guy to go and get help. But since he's a loser, he gets lost and tries to climb out. But unfortunately, he's ripped in half and he dies when he's actually able to get anywhere near the top. We then cut back to the CDC husband's wife. She gets abducted, and when she's abducted, she's put into like this little chamber where she's forced to wander the labyrinth that is the subway. She then gets into a fight with the bug creature, but since it doesn't die, with a spear that she put in like its chest, it just makes it angry and it just comes after her even harder. But she's saved by the little boy's father. His name is Manny. Manny's an absolute goat for going to the subway with nothing but a razor and a lighter. Like this man, it's like middle of the dark. It's like 3 in the morning, I think. He's like, "Where did my son go?" So he crawls into a sewer grate in this building that's sealed off by the police, and he crawls in, and he just wanders there for like 8 hours, and he finds this woman. And he's like, "I'm gonna help you now." But anyway, it's unfortunate what happens to Manny, but that's later. But I just want to say Manny, since he's a goat, he's got more qualities than an action hero. I'll wait if you can name another. That is a joke. There are several other people who have better qualities. But I'm just saying, Manny's just this normal shoe shiner guy, and he does anything he can to try and save his little boy. Um, but the reason Manny goes into the subway is because the bug thing lured him in at like the dead of night. Like I don't know why he never like closed the door or anything, because the door was open when he left. But since Manny's able to rescue the women, he also like brings in Leonard, and he finds the husband. So he's like, "There's a woman stuck in this grate. You guys want to come help me?" And they do, which is pretty cool. But since they are all rescued, they all move inside to a. They all walk into a rail car to get like some sort of cover from a bug that attacks Leonard. And it's kind of sad. They straight up like butcher this poor man's leg, and it is such a deep cut that like the only way he can stop bleeding is when they use a little tourniquet that they used from the husband's wife, or not the husband's wife, that they used from his belt. And it's unfortunate. Lacerates Leonard's leg. It's like so deep you can actually kind of see the bone, which is kind of gross. But since that happens to him, it makes him unable to move. So this kind of starts the plan of jump-starting the rail car a little bit harder. So I don't know, like it leaves two people left alive, or not alive, but like it leaves two people with the task of turning on the circuit breakers to have power and fixing the track for this little rail car to go somewhere. But they don't. It's sad because like my boy Manny, he supposedly goes out to fix this little rail track, and he finds his son. But next to his son is a bug. This bug picks up Manny and cuts him like halfway into like being half cut, or like he almost is cut in half, but it like gets stuck. So what it does is it picks him up and it rips him in half, leaving his son an orphan, which is unfortunate because like now poor little Manny has nobody else to be with aside from like. Actually, I'm not going to spoil that till the end. Well, while this happens, the husband's able to flip the breakers and turn on the electricity in the subway station. And also a bug almost castrates him, but that's a different story. After Leonard and the wife don't hear anything from Manny, the wife goes outside and instead she finds the son. So this also ends up starting the rail car, which is pretty cool. The electricity did actually work and make it move, but it breaks down. So Leonard also does something pretty cool. He gets out of the rail car to distract the bugs long enough for the husband and the wife and the little boy to get out of the subway. The way Leonard distracts them is by serenading the bugs with the wonderful soul song. But the bugs did not think it was beautiful, so they killed him. The husband realizes that he should have put a stop to the spread of the bugs by eliminating the colony. The way he does this is by going to the heart of the colony, breaking open several gas pipes, but he tries to pull out Manny's lighter to spark the flame, but he is slashed by one of the bugs, and instead of instantly killing him, oh no, it lets him bleed out just a little bit for him to like have enough time to like kind of spark the lighter. But with all that lighter fluid being used to carefully navigate the pitch black labyrinth of the subway, it doesn't spark anything. So he pulls up a grate that's flooded with water and he sparks a flame with a nearby crowbar looking thing and burns all of the bugs. This then causes the last bug of the colony to follow the wife and child up into a live monorail track, where it then proceeds to chase her down, only to get mowed down by a train. And, it kind of looks like it kills it, but I don't know if it really is dead. But then again, they made two more movies, so it's definitely not dead. The wife and child are able to escape the subway after the explosion caused by the husband blasts her out of the tunnel. We later see her husband getting pulled out of the subway when we think he's dead, but he's pulled out by firemen. And this is like pretty cool, I guess. I mean, that is some of the thickest plot armor ever. This man should have bled out before he even made it anywhere near the exit. But I don't care. It's a happy ending because we later see the wife and husband embrace each other as we also get a zoom shot of the couple exiting the subway together. This is the end of the movie. I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, it's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's got amazing monster effects. When I mean great effects, I'm talking about like there's a scene where the bugs are all encased in slime, and like when they open their wings, it looks like a melted cheese pulls. Like I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Like you've seen videos of people like melting cheese or whatever, and it like has that nasty goopy look. That's what it looks like when they're like opening their wings to like not look like people. And it is so gross that you actually just have to appreciate the amount of detail they put into little things like that. I also like the set design they used for the subway. It really captured the feeling of being trapped in a maze. It was really cool. It also made me feel really like claustrophobic for some reason with how tight they were in these little spaces. Um, Unfortunately, it is that time where we must depart. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye.